All right, greetings and salutations, everybody. All right, so Sunday morning, it's going to be a very interesting day. We've got a couple players that we're not 100% sure of. I'll address everything regarding Aaron Jones / Jamal Williams on today's stream. We're going to be streaming until about 9:55 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So for the next hour and 50 minutes, I'll be here answering your guys' questions, trying to make sure everybody's ready prior to kickoff. I have updated rankings at the quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end positions to give you some more context in comparison to earlier this week. Even though I do the rankings earlier in the week, it's just like a precursor. And then now that I have all the knowledge in terms of players who are out, injured, who's going to be in a better situation, etc., we can go with some definitive rankings. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's change the screen. As you can see on screen, we have quarterbacks, 4 point per passing touchdown, top 36 running backs, wide receivers, 16 tight ends. My predictions for week 7 in terms of just straight up money line, who's going to win the game. A couple of the better total fantasy matchups above my head. Another thing to keep track of right there. Dallas versus Washington, there should be a pretty consistent amount of rain throughout the game. That does help majority of the running backs. I don't think it's enough rain to make wide receivers deemed, or rendered a little bit less valuable, in my opinion. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on that. Kansas City at Denver, that's going to be a snow game. Kickoff is going to be like 17 degrees. So it's going to be a cold one there. But that being said, these two teams both played in a snow game last year in Denver, week 15. And the passing game was still a relevant option. So let's not forget that. Outside of that, on the very left, we have players who are already deemed out. Mixon, Mostert, Michael Thomas, Sanders, John Brown, Watkins, Hooper. And below that, a couple contingency plans, mainly for the Packers, because again, for some reason, these Packers players are sitting at the questionable mark. They've traveled with the team and they haven't really given us an indication as of right now, whether or not they're going to just be playing or sit today. So if in fact Aaron Jones does play, I put him at my number 11 running back spot. As of right now, my number 11 running back is Jamal Williams, because I'm assuming Aaron Jones is not going to play. Now, if in fact he does, we'll put Aaron Jones there and we'll move Jamal Williams to 24 accordingly, because I think even if he does play, it'll be a little bit more of a limited role than I would have expected him to play prior in the season because of the calf injury. Okay, so now that is all settled with, good to go. As it says right here, next to the microphone, next to my arms, only taking flex questions via donation, as I usually do. I do have a Patreon. All the Patreon supporters get flex rankings on a weekly basis, extended rankings, top 60 wide receivers, top 40 running backs, all quarterbacks ranked, top 20 tight ends, plus, and then of course kickers and defense rankings, all that kind of jazz. So if I was to just freely answer flex questions, I would be basically putting up the middle finger, AJ Hawk style, to the Patreon community, and I can't do that because I ever do so appreciate you guys. For those of you who are already in this chat right now, part of Patreon, thank you very much. You do not have to donate, just send me a message. We should be good to go. Okay, let's see here. Okay. That's interesting. All right, so here we go. The funny thing is, okay, never mind. I'm not going to even say it. All right, so everybody, let's see what we got here. Yes, I expect Jonnu Smith to play. For those of you who are asking in the chat right now, where's Juju? 36, bottom of the screen. Yeah, Jonnu Smith was cleared earlier this week. He got a couple full practices in, so he should be good to go. Wow, Tanyan not, yeah, but look, here's the thing about Robert Tonyan, as he likes it. I'm going to call him Tanyan. I don't even care. Robert Tonyan, I said it. He's on the very left side of the screen. If he does play today, because he is questionable, he's a game time decision. If he plays, he's my number 11 tight end. So you can throw him in there and you're good to go, because Houston is terrible against opposing tight ends. So it's just a little bit of a contingency thing. We don't have the relevant information as of right now to confirm whether or not we're good to go. So just kind of putting it out there. Let's see here. Okay, good to go. All right. So a couple donations are coming in. Oh my God, William, you crazy son of a gun. Okay, so let's see here. Chapstick, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Says Benny Snell's or McNichols PPR lost Taylor to the bye and mixing the injury. Okay, that's a good question. In a PPR league, I'm more inclined to play Jeremy McNichols, especially after the amount of work he got last week wasn't even in a matchup where he needed to play. I think this week, because of the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers are probably going to be stopping the run for a majority of the day, it could just lean to him getting a lot more work in the passing game. I'm just trying to go and check how many snaps Mr. Benny Snell played last week, just to kind of get a little bit of an idea, because I know Snell scored last week 22% of the offensive snaps. In the last couple weeks, he's only touched the ball 6 or 7 times per game. No, I'm just gonna lean with Jeremy McNichols this week, Chapstick, in a full PPR. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, Berlin B says, okay, I gotta actually move this so I don't look across the screen. Okay, here we go. Berlin B says Steelers defense or Chiefs defense this week, standard. As of right now, I'm pretty sure. Let's go find my defensive rankings here. Let's open this up. Where's my spreadsheet? Week 7 defense. I have Kansas City number 2. So I'm running Kansas City today in the snow game against Denver. So yeah, that's my number 2 defense right now. I mean, look, at this point, if you just want to run your Steelers defense out there, you certainly can. But I do prefer Kansas City a little bit more this week. Let's move this down. Let's bring that up. All right, cool. Thank you very much, Berlin. Appreciate it. Truth says, start 2, Brandon Cooks, DJ Moore, T. Higgins. Of the group, I'm playing Brandon Cooks and DJ Moore. T. Higgins has been pretty solid. Could probably get you 5 catches, 70 yards on a consistent basis with his role within the offense. So I'm confident there, but I do think that Brandon Cooks and DJ Moore both have higher ceilings, respectively, in their current matchups this week. So that's my suggestion. Appreciate it. Kanye East says Claypool or Justin Jackson at the flex. You guys got to tell me what scoring format. Now, that's a pretty big difference maker. So considering you didn't mention it in your question, I'm just going to go ahead and assume it's a half PPR, because I don't know what else to kind of anticipate it at. Let me go check my half PPR rankings. Okay, so we have Justin Jackson there. I have him 1, 2, 3 spots ahead of Claypool. So I'll play Justin Jackson this week, half PPR. If it's a full PPR, I'll probably switch it, just to kind of give you some context. But yeah, please make sure that if you send in a question, you have the scoring format next to it, so I have a little bit of a better chance of answering it correctly for you. Let's see here. Michael Pasco says, thank you for the donation, by the way, says Swift, DJ Moore, Claypool, pick 2, full PPR. In a full PPR, I'm probably running both those wide receivers. I know Swift is probably going to get more work than he has in the past. Last week was a huge week for him. 14 rushing attempts, which, he never even sniffed anything close to that number prior to last week. I don't know. I think Swift could probably touch the ball 20 times this week if he gets lucky, or he's going to continue to just be in this rotation between him and Adrian Peterson. So for now, I'm probably just going to run both of the receiving options here in a full PPR. I'll play DJ Moore and Claypool. I feel like I know what I'm going to get out of them in comparison to Swift. Myron KB, thank you very much. Says pick 2, Traquan, AJ Dillon, Josh Kelly, or MVS. Okay, cool. Traquan Smith is number 1, and Joshua Kelly is number 2. Justin Jackson probably won't get the full workload today because they typically don't ever give him the full workload. So as of right now, I'm 100% confident that we could just go with Traquan. Kelly, MVS is a little bit of an afterthought in that offense, and AJ Dillon will be the third back if, in fact, Aaron Jones plays today. So, yeah, Traquan and Kelly. Appreciate it, Myron. Will Lane says, standard league, start 3. Drake, Jackson, Jacobs, Williams, Kelly. Keep up the good work, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate the donation. All right, so as of right now, looking at the available players in a standard format, I'm probably playing Jacobs, Williams, and Drake, okay? Now, here's the thing, Will Lane. If, in fact, Aaron Jones plays, I would rather opt and play Jackson over Williams. So, again, if, in fact, Aaron Jones is out, we're good to go. You play Williams, Jacobs, and Drake. If Aaron Jones is in, you play Jacobs, Jackson, and Drake. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. William Quinn with an extremely generous donation. I appreciate it, dude. No question, I'm 5-1, even with Christian McCaffrey and Eckler on IR. Thank you for all the great videos and advice. Thank you very much, William. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, let's see here. Ben Stewart says, CeeDee Lamb, Melvin Gordon, or David Montgomery as my flex. Okay. As of right now, I'm probably leaning towards, I kind of want to play David Montgomery over CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, if it rains, it could be a problem to an extent. Montgomery versus the Rams isn't the greatest matchup. Okay, so if it's a full PPR, yeah, you know what? Full or half PPR, the amount of touches Montgomery's getting in the passing game on top of it is kind of nice as of the last couple weeks. So I'm going to go David Montgomery over the field there, Ben. So Montgomery over Gordon, of course, because that is what it is in the rankings. But also at the flex position, I'm more inclined to play him over CeeDee Lamb, considering the weather there today. David Ramos says, good morning. Sit one, Cooks, Woods, Chark, or Boyd. To be honest, I think because, okay, so typically I wouldn't give this 100% resounding answer, but here's my thought process. Even though I have Robert Woods ahead of Tyler Boyd, I think you're probably in a safer position just starting Cooks, Chark, and Boyd this week. In a full PPR, David, because if in fact Woods, who's dealing with the groin injury, does, re-injure himself tomorrow and go from questionable to out, you won't have to scramble for a play. You have good enough wide receivers today that you can start and not have to worry about them tomorrow. The rankings would say play Cooks, Woods, and Chark and be good to go. But I think just to be safe, I would suggest probably just going Cooks, Chark, and Boyd and throwing it out there and getting the points today, and not having to worry about the potential of him missing tomorrow. Thank you very much. Perry says, don't you think Deontay Johnson will affect Chase Claypool? Okay, so let's answer that first question. To be honest, there are so many receiving options or mouths to feed in that offense that I think everybody affects one another. If Eric Ebron catches a touchdown, he's not supposed to. He affects the receiving core. If James Washington ends up playing well this week, again, then that affects Claypool. If Juju Smith shows up, it's going to affect him. So they're definitely all siphoning each other's potential value. I just think that based on the matchup on hand and the amount of utilization that Claypool has gotten in the last couple of weeks, it just seems to me like he's going to continue to be in this rotation. Now, I could be proven wrong. Deontay Johnson can come back and send Claypool to the bench. I doubt that's going to happen considering how much success that they found with him in the last 2 weeks. So I do think that Deontay Johnson is a pretty good wide receiver. He could be a wide receiver 2 upside any given week as long as he's healthy. But again, he's got to be on the field, and I don't know how much they're going to use him this week, respectively. So let's see here. You had another question. Also, Tonyan and Smith, don't you think the Steelers will shut him down? It just depends on perspective. Here's the thing, if I think Devin Bush, the middle linebacker, for the Steelers, he's out. So, that doesn't really help them in coverage, especially because he's one of the faster linebackers in the NFL right now, coverage-wise. But, the way I see it, the amount of utilization that the tight end position gets from the Titans, I think they're targeting them 28+% of the time this year. That kind of a number is something like that I just want to continue to invest in. If in fact Derrick Henry's getting shut down for the entire game, that's going to force Tannehill to pass the ball. Jonathan Smith's going to run routes and he's going to get open. He's that talented of a receiver. So I think even if he's playing Pittsburgh, I'm not too worried about the matchup on hand. So I'm pretty comfortable just throwing him out there and playing him. Let's see here. Where did it go? Why did it not update? Okay, Raj Patel says, since it's snowing, still, okay, McKinnon over Gordon still. Yeah, I mean, look, snow games typically lean on the running aspect of it, and you would expect Melvin Gordon to get a lot of work on the ground game, which I do myself. I think he'll probably run the ball, 15 plus times easily. I just still think that the starting running back of the 49ers every single week has so much upside, so much touchdown upside in itself. And then, of course, McKinnon of the group of running backs that are currently active this week, which is Hasty, McKinnon, and Jeff Wilson Jr. McKinnon is the lead receiving back of the team. So he's pretty much going to get the RB1 work, and then he's also the third down back. So it just seems like an automatic play in my eyes there this week. Let's see here. Let's see here. What the heck is this? True Red Boy. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. It says pick 2, Brandon Cooks, OBJ, Crowder. May not play, and then Debo. Okay, so, I mean, I'm playing Cooks and OBJ. If, in fact, Crowder was to play, then I'd be pretty happy playing him. Would I play him over OBJ? No. I mean, I don't expect Jarvis Landry to play, so I think everything is going to go in the direction of OBJ and Rashad Higgins today, respectively. So even if Crowder plays, I'd probably just sit him this week. So I'd rather just play Brandon Cooks and OBJ. True Red Boy, appreciate it. Thank you very much. TFG Beats says full PPR, Flex Swift or Gio Bernard. I'm going to play Gio Bernard in a full PPR. Again, the way that this offense functions, the way that I've kind of heard a couple of the scenarios with Mixon right now, what it really looks like. It seems like he'll probably miss this week, the following week, and then they'll have a bye in week 9. So he probably won't play till week 10. So if you've picked up Giovanni Bernard, you have yourself a top 20 back every single week. Now, the reason that is because mainly he's got so much upside in terms of the passing game. If he can catch himself 5 passes every single week, he's got so much innate value on top of the fact that he'll touch the ball 10 to 13 times a game on the ground, get the goal line work, all that kind of jazz. That just seems like, excuse me, I don't know what the hell happened. That just seems like such an automatic play that I just can't lean away from. Sure, Swift could end up getting more and more opportunity and eventually kind of carve out more of a role. But as long as Adrian Peterson, Kerryon Johnson are getting work in the backfield, I still think I'd rather just play Gio Bernard, who is by himself. There's no one else threatening touches there. So, we're good to go there with Gio Bernard, TFG. Appreciate it. Riot Buddy says, full PPR, Justin Jackson or CEH, hard matchup. I'm gonna roll with CEH. He's one of my stud running backs, right? I'd rather play my stud. I'd rather just lean with him as of right now. Because it's a snow matchup, I know Le'Veon Bell will be playing, but it's not like Le'Veon Bell is going to automatically come in and get 20 touches, right? I still think that they're going to lean on Clyde Edwards. So that's my expectation today, especially considering it is a snow game. So yeah, I think Clyde Edwards is probably still going to get himself upwards of 15, maybe 20 touches today, which kind of leans me in his direction in comparison to Justin Jackson, who, again, respectively, has been dealing with a knee injury. If he sees less carries this week, I wouldn't be surprised. And if Josh Kelly, starts carving out some work himself and hurting Justin Jackson's overall potential. Let's see here. Michael Baginski says, full PPR, Mike Evans or DeAndre Swift. I'm going to play Mike Evans there. Personally, I'm just going to play Mike Evans. Johnny5659, full PPR, who should I play at my RB2? Gibson, Jamal Williams, or Montgomery? If Jamal Williams is unimpeded by the presence of Aaron Jones, I would play Jamal Williams ahead of Gibson. But if, in fact, I get information via whatever the heck app wants to give me the notification first, if I get information regarding Aaron Jones is playing, then I'd play Gibson instead. But again, if Aaron Jones is out, we'll play Jamal Williams there. Johnny 5659, appreciate it. Chris Montoya says, I need one half PPR. Struggling to find a flex. Struggling at the flex, excuse me. Lindsey, MVS, Ruggs. I also got Aaron Jones. About putting Williams at the flex. I got Aaron Jones about. Wait, no, maybe he got cut off. Hold up, let me see here. Yeah, here we go. I also have Aaron Jones, and if he's playing, I'm thinking about putting Williams at the flex. Yeah, you mean at this point, whether or not Aaron Jones plays, I'm probably still playing Jamal Williams over Lindsey, MVS, and Ruggs. I'm probably going to do that because even if Aaron Jones plays, I think he's a little bit less valuable of a start in comparison than he usually is. And it just kind of allows more of a role for Jamal Williams to kind of step up and play. So Chris, I'm probably playing Jamal Williams if you have him in the flex this week. All right, Classified sent in a dono. Let's see here, Mr. Classified. I gotta find your thing because it wasn't attached to it. So let's see what I can do here. Where is it? Okay. Why can't I? Okay, maybe I can find it this way. All right, Classified. Here we go. The question was, can I add Woods to that list? So Woods, Jonnu, or Swift at the flex. What list? I don't know what list you're talking about. Okay, so Classified, just so you know, you sent in a dono. I see it 8:11 a.m. my time. There wasn't a question attached. The only message you have in the chat is Woods, Jonnu, Swift at the flex. Okay. Anyway, just to put it in perspective, between those three, I'm probably going to play DeAndre Swift. So yeah, I don't mind doing that. Thank you very much. All right, let's see here. Scott with the donation says, flex full PPR, Drake, Chark, Fuller, Higgins. Okay. If it's a full PPR, I think I'd rather just play Will Fuller and just get the points there. I know Drake has potential this week, but he's never going to get anything in the passing game. The upside of him getting multiple touchdowns, that's out of the realm of possibility. It's still there, but it's something that I'm not willing to gamble on when I can get the free points and automatic production of Will Fuller. So Scott, I'm 100% playing Will Fuller over Chark, Drake, and Higgins this week. Appreciate it. Noah Myers says, Will Fuller or Carson at my flex? I'm going to play Chris Carson. If it's a full PPR, even then, I think I'm still playing Carson this week because Carson probably in line to probably catch the ball 3 to 4 times, get himself some work in the passing game, be relevant there. And I also think typically when the Seahawks play against the Cardinals, they run the ball pretty consistently against them. I think last year, not in the Week 16 matchup in which Carson got injured, but in the Week 4 or 5 matchup against the Arizona Cardinals, Carson had like 17 rushes for 100 yards and 4 catches for 40 yards, something like that. So he's going to get his opportunity on the ground. I'd play Carson. But man, if you have Will Fuller and you're not even going to play him, that just seems crazy in my eyes. Let's see here. Okay, cool. Let me just go ahead. Got to do something real quick for somebody. Okay, done. Okay, gotta check one more thing. Sorry about that, guys. Let's just see here. All right, cool. All right. By the way, it's National Tight End Day, right? Something like that. They're celebrating all tight ends this week. I don't know. If George Kittle doesn't score a touchdown, I'm going to be pissed because he's going to kill my fantasy team if Bill Belichick shuts him down. Anyway, Carlos Sanchez sent in a question, said, half PPR flex, Henderson, Moore, Woods, or Debo. Of the group, I like the idea of here's the problem with Henderson and Woods. They're both hurt. Like Henderson's dealing with a quad injury, Woods is dealing with a groin. DJ Moore, in my eyes, is just a far safer play in a matchup which should be a shootout. So in this specific case, Carlos Sanchez, I'm going to go with DJ Moore. Appreciate it. Victor Burris, the second, says full PPR, Robinson or Bernard. I'm going to go with, I almost said Patrick Robinson. James Robinson over Bernard. And then Beasley or Traquan. I'm going to play Traquan as Emmanuel Sanders and MT are out, and he's probably the number one receiving option there as a wide receiver. Let's see here. Matt sent in a question. He sent in a donation, but Max sent in a donation. Here we go. Let me find the question. Is that it? Okay. Hello from Spain. Okay, awesome. In Spain, you're playing fantasy football. Huh? That's crazy. Choose 2 flex and a running back: Jamal Williams, Antonio Gibson, David Montgomery. And so for the 2 running backs, I'm gonna play Jamal Williams and Antonio Gibson if in fact Aaron Jones is out. So those are 2 that I'd go with. If in fact Aaron Jones is gonna play today, then we'd switch Jamal Williams for David Montgomery. As for the flex, Beasley, Kirk, Williams, and Traquan. I mean, you could probably play one of those running backs there, but considering what's the scoring format, doesn't say it. That's tough. Of the group of receivers you have, if it's a full PPR, I'm willing to run with the potential of Traquan Smith or Mike Williams today. But if it's a half PPR, even then, I'd play Montgomery at the flex. I play all 3 of your running backs. I don't even want to deal with the potential of some of these guys burning me. So yeah, I'd go Williams and Gibson and Montgomery if in fact Aaron Jones is out this week. Appreciate it, Max. Noah says, I have Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen. Who do I start if Jones plays, and who do I start if he sits? But what spots are we filling, Noah? That's my issue, right? Like, there's not enough relevant information. Okay, you have 3 players there. Is this all for your flex spot? If Aaron Jones doesn't play, okay, let's say Aaron Jones plays. If he plays, I'm going to start him. I'm going to put him at my flex. Let's say, for example, this is for your flex spot. If he doesn't play, no scoring format was noted, okay. If he doesn't play and it's a half PPR, I'm probably going to just play Keenan Allen and just run him out there. So if Aaron Jones plays, play him. If he doesn't, Keenan Allen, we're good to go. Kason Highfill says, full PPR, need 1 flex, Singletary, Cooks, Kirk, Traquan Smith. I'm going to probably play, I'm going to play Brandon Cooks this week in the flex there, full PPR Kason, thank you. Colossal says, got offered OBJ for Deontay Johnson by my opponent. Let's see here. Who do you like moving forward? Also, need a flex, Hasty, AJ Dillon, or Gallup. Thanks, man. Okay. Let's see here. Please tell me this is an Aaron Jones break. Aaron Jones is out today. Beautiful. I mean, sorry, Aaron Jones owners, but it is confirmed. Aaron Jones is out today. Jamal Williams is good to go. So that's a good thing for those of you who have picked up Jamal Williams and are in need of his services this week. Okay. So now that we've kind of covered that, the question from Colossal was specifically Deontay Johnson or OBJ rest of season. I'm honestly leaning towards OBJ, mainly because there's so many mouths to feed in Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh's probably going to get the ball moving around and able to at least function with 3 relevant wide receivers on their roster. I'm just probably going to lean towards just keeping OBJ, as he might be the only healthy wide receiver on that team for a good amount of time this season, with Jarvis a little banged up and has always been banged up from the beginning. So for right now, if he's offering you OBJ, I think I'm taking that. As for your flex, Hasty, AJ Dillon, or Gallup, oh man, I don't want to suggest Gallup, to be honest. He burned me too many times already this season, and it just kind of hurts too much at this point. Between Hasty and A.J. Dillon, I want to hope that Hasty gets the touches that he kind of deserves at this point. I know Jeff Wilson Jr. is kind of on that fringe, questionable right now. I think I kind of want to go with Jermichael Hasty. I just don't know if he's going to get many touches. I'm hoping he will. I'm hoping he's going to see himself 9-10 touches and kind of have a little bit of a breakout game today. If you want to go with the safer play, I think probably the safer play of the bunch is A.J. Dillon now that we've kind of gotten confirmation that Aaron Jones is out. He'll probably, rotate with Jamal Williams respectively. Joel Johnson says full PPR, N'Keal Harry or Brashad Perriman. I know it's ugly. It is ugly to an extent, but of the two, I'm probably going to go with Brashad Perriman. I know Josh Norman's out, and I think Tre'Davious White, their starting number one corner, is questionable today. If, in fact, he misses, that just kind of opens up a little bit more opportunity for Perriman. Darnold's back. Could see some good production there. So, yeah, I'd probably go Perriman there, which kind of sounds crazy, but I have hope that he can get it done. Michael Pasco says McKinnon, Claypool, DJ Moore, full PPR pick 2. Between the group of these fellers, I'm probably going to go with both wide receivers again. I'll probably play Claypool and DJ Moore in a full PPR in that scenario there, Michael. Appreciate it. Gorilla Blunt says Gibson or Godwin at the flex. I think I'm probably going Gibson half PPR, Godwin full PPR. Christopher Daddy says 0.5. Okay, so half PPR flex. Chark, McKinnon, or more. Of the group, I kind of want to hope that in a half PPR, I'm more inclined to play McKinnon there. Yeah, I'd probably play McKinnon, then Moore, then Chark in that specific order. Appreciate it, Christopher. Brian Mills, half PPR. I need one wide receiver and one flex. Tyler Boyd, Christian Kirk, DJ Chark, Jonnu Smith. Of the group of players, I'm going to play Tyler Boyd at wide receiver and Chark at the flex, and good to go. Miguel says, trade away Bell and Devontae Parker for Kenny Golladay. Did I win? Yeah, I think that's a win, personally. I guess we'll just have to wait and see exactly what Le'Veon Bell turns into and how Devontae Parker looks with Tua in the coming weeks. But I personally think that's a win. Let's see here. Tyler T says Gio or Montgomery full PPR, Giovanni Bernard today. Days off at Disney says half PPR flex, Tyler Lockett, Antonio Gibson, James Robinson. Of the group, half PPR, I'm pretty sure I have Antonio. Where's Antonio? Yeah, I have Antonio Gibson slightly ahead of James Robinson. That's where I'm going to go, half PPR. I think Antonio Gibson, because he's a starting back, he gets already work in the passing game on a consistent level. The game is probably going to be one of these games where they're going to run the ball pretty consistently because it's raining already. So I think Gibson could be in line for a good amount of touches. And Dallas's defense they're not able to keep up with just about anybody. I mean, they're getting torched left, right, and center, which is pretty rough. Let me see here. Okay, sorry about that. Just have to check something. Okay, moving on. Here we go. Okay, we answered days off. Okay, Perry. James White or Robert Woods. Yeah. At this point, I mean, James White honestly is a pretty good play. Yeah, let's go James White there. Okay, so the value why I have James White at 23, just in case some of you are curious, as of right now, the Patriots offensive line is a bit of a mess, to say the very least. On top of that fact, they play against 49ers, one of the best run-stopping defenses in the NFL, even without without Bosa and a couple of these guys. That being said, it's probably going to be tough for them to respectively run the ball. I think it'll lean in the direction of a James White game in which he's catching the ball 7, 8+ times. That in itself just gives him so much innate value in comparison to a lot of these other receivers. I mean, again, if it's a half PPR or standard, the argument for Woods could absolutely be made. If it's a full PPR, it's an automatic James White game in my eyes, because I don't really see Robert Woods showing up catching the ball 8, 9 times in a singular game. Thanks, Barry. Rico says, should I drop Juju? No. How long should I wait? I mean, these are questions in which there's a lot of context that is missing. Like, how does your roster look? How many teams are in your league? What's your current record? What's available on the waivers? What are you dropping him for? So there's just a lot of questions there. I would just objectively say no, don't drop Juju. How long do you wait? If you don't want him, trade him, but don't drop him, because somebody else, I'm sure, in your league probably wants him. Let's hear. Azam says, great work, Mr. Kiorkof, as usual. Please pick 3. Let me see your scroll here. Please pick 3 among Hawkinson, Hunter Henry, Giovanni Bernard, Kenyon Drake, Latavius Murray, and Joshua Kelly. Okay, so I'm definitely starting Kenyon Drake and Giovanni Bernard. Those are just automatics in my eyes. As for who am I picking between those 2 tight ends and those 2 running backs, I think I want to go Hunter Henry in this specific scenario. I like the idea of playing either Murray or Kelly because they have relatively 2 of the best matchups, but they are the backup running back in their respective offenses. So I could see Latavius Murray and Joshua Kelly, both of them, somehow being like top 20 backs this week if they fall into the end zone, of course. But that's just a matter of whether they do that. So as of right now, I'm probably more inclined to play Hunter Henry. So I'd probably go Gio, Kenyon, and Henry there. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Melvin says, Robert Woods, Tyler Boyd, or Jared Cook in my flex, please. I'm in second place, and I might become first place after this week. Okay, so I think I mentioned this to somebody earlier. Because of where Robert... Okay, so I'm 100% confident playing Robert Woods. I'm doing it in my leagues right now. If you want to play him, you're good to go. That's probably my number one first and foremost suggestion of the group. If you don't want to risk playing, because he plays tomorrow on Monday night. If you don't want to risk the potential of him being out tomorrow just by sheer unluckiness that he doesn't play, because he did miss Friday's practice. They did have a walkthrough yesterday in which he was limited in. If he does miss Monday, that pretty much could lose you the week. So my suggestion with Robert Woods, if he has to be played, you play him. But because you have Tyler Boyd, you could probably go there and find a lot of production. Cleveland is not very good against slot receivers, and I think Boyd could probably just be a pretty easy play there. But again, if you want to play Robert Woods, he's got a lot of high upside and has been a really safe floor this year all year long. James Grover, Deontay Johnson, or Claypool, full PPR. I'm playing Claypool there. If Deontay Johnson wants to come back and be the best wide receiver on the team, then let me see it first. I don't want to jump, head first into it and get burned. Dustin Smith says, between RB2 and flex in a full PPR, deciding between Jamal Williams, Giovanni Bernard, and Tyler Boyd. Should I bench Boyd and start the 2 running backs? Yeah, I probably would. I'd probably Giovanni Bernard and Jamal Williams, and I'd probably sit Boyd there in that case. Dustin Smith, appreciate it. AMAX says 12-team full PPR select 1. Gio versus Cleveland, DJ Moore versus New Orleans, Chark versus LA, Swift versus Atlanta, Montgomery versus... Okay. In a full PPR, looking at what's available. I mean, it's between Gio and DJ Moore in my eyes right now. Man, in a full PPR, I kind of want to play DJ Moore. I think there's a very good chance that Giovanni Bernard could be just as valuable in terms of high upside because he has the touchdown goal line ability there. And he could probably catch the ball 5 times today, relatively easily, considering they'll probably be losing for majority of the game. So I kind of want to go with Bernard there in a full PPR sense. I know in the rankings on screen, because those are half PPR, he's a little bit lower. In a full PPR, he does jump a little bit. So as of right now, I'll probably go Gio there. Appreciate it, AMAC. Kenny Lack says, full PPR, pick 3. Julio versus Detroit, automatic play. AJ Brown versus Pittsburgh, automatic play. Claypool versus Tennessee, Amari Cooper versus Miami. That must be a little bit of a typo. You mean Washington. Brandon Cooks versus Green Bay. Of the group, I'm playing Julio 100%. Desmond Trufant, one of their starting cornerbacks, out today. Free play, automatic points. AJ Brown 100% because Pittsburgh is not very good in the secondary. Between Claypool, Brandon Cooks, and Amari Cooper, I'm going to play Amari Cooper there. Just off of relative opportunity, being the number 1 wide receiver on his team, and the fact that even though I think Washington has a pretty good secondary, I think Amari Cooper's pretty good at what he does, and he should be fine. King Prell says Beasley, Kirk, AJ Green, Henderson, Melvin Gordon, or James White. Okay, so Beasley, Kirk, or Green. So that's the first question. Of the group, I'm going to play Christian Kirk. Especially with DeAndre Hopkins a little bit questionable. If he misses, Christian Kirk becomes automatic number 1 of that team. So, that being said, of the second question, Henderson, Melvin Gordon, or James White. If it's a full PPR, I'm going James White. If it's a half PPR, I'm going Melvin Gordon. So, we're good to go there. AP says, should I play Bridgewater or Stafford half PPR? Okay, so, look, here's the thing. The Atlanta secondary is awful. There's a reason why Kirk Cousins was able to throw 3 interceptions and just be perfectly fine feasting against them. So I kind of want to lean in the direction of, hey, it's a really easy matchup. We're good to go. But if you want to just be safe and you're worried about Stafford for some reason, then, yeah, you can play Bridgewater and probably find a lot of production there. So just up to you on that. So I think right now, probably Stafford is if it's my team and I got to start one this week, I'm playing Stafford. So yeah, let's see here. What the heck? Okay, let me be quicker on some of these questions because I'm getting lost. Okay, here we go. Silvio says, ended up picking up Giovanni Bernard since Mixon is out, but I have Jerick McKinnon and Justin Jackson in a full PPR. Who would you rather start? In a full PPR, I'm probably playing Giovanni Bernard over the field there. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. Your mom 1669 says full PPR, Melvin Gordon, Justin Jackson, Cole Beasley, Odell Beckham, pick 2. Of the group, Justin Jackson, Odell Beckham. Appreciate it. Jordan says Traquan Smith, AJ Dillon, half PPR. I'm gonna probably pay Traquan Smith. If AJ Dillon somehow, look, he's a good running back. He is a tank per se, but I don't know how much work he's going to get. I know he touched the ball a good amount of times in garbage time last week when the defense was just letting anything happen. But I'm just more inclined to play the number 1 wide receiver of Drew Brees, of a Drew Brees-led offense specifically, in comparison to a running back that I don't know if he's going to get more than 10 touches today. FF Beast says Williams, David Johnson, or Josh Jacobs RB2, full PPR. If it's a full PPR, I think I'm going to okay, here's the thing. Right now, it's very difficult for me to tell someone to sit Josh Jacobs. I can't do it. If it's my team, I can't sit Josh Jacobs. He starts on my team. So I personally, if it's my team, I'm playing Josh Jacobs over Jamal Williams and David Johnson. I could see the 100% argument for playing Jamal Williams ahead of Josh Jacobs in a full PPR, but I just can't do it personally. So I think the rankings on screen pretty much kind of express that sentiment for a half PPR sense, but I'd probably still stay consistent there in a full PPR. FF Beast. Let's see here. Big Dog. Okay, yeah, Big Dog sends in a question. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Says, which quarterback should I start? Matt Ryan or Herbert? And which running back should I start? Drake or Swift? Kickers are McManus or Prater. Okay, so McManus is a no-go because it's snowing, so you got to drop the Denver kicker. I'm going to play Prater in that scenario because they're going to be in the stadium in Georgia against Atlanta. So Prater is my suggestion there. Between Swift and Drake, I prefer Drake. Between Matt Ryan and Herbert, I prefer Matt Ryan at home this week. And again, Desmond Trufant is out. The pass rush for the Detroit Lions is probably one of the worst in the National Football League in terms of pressuring opposing quarterbacks, sacks, all that kind of all those statistics. They're in the bottom of the league. Giving Matt Ryan extra time is deadly, especially when Julio's active. So I'm going to go Matt Ryan there. 10 p.m. Pedro says, standard Jamal Williams or Gio Bernard. I'm going to go Jamal Williams there. Appreciate it. Nels Santiago says full PPR. Dylan, Judy, Ruggs, Deontay Johnson, Debo, or Hasty. Pick 3. Okay. For a full PPR, I'm playing Debo, Deontay Johnson, and Ruggs. Debo, Deontay Johnson, Ruggs. Nels Santiago, appreciate it. I know Classified sent in another one. Let's see. Classified, where the heck? Okay. If my message didn't send in the dono, I'll try it again. Haha. I've got Juju and Jonnu on my bench. Kittle is my tight end. Okay, cool. Woods is my wide receiver 2, and Swift is my flex. Not sure if I should change, if this changes the answer. No, I mean, I think you're good to go there. Yeah. Wide receiver 2 is Woods over Juju. I like that. And Swift to the flex over Jonnu. Yeah, you're good to go. Classified. I appreciate it. Sorry the clarification was required, but yeah, it didn't send for some reason. Let's go and find where am I at. Okay. William Brock says full PPR, Evans, OBJ, Kenyon Drake, full P. Okay. Let's go Kenyon Drake there. I'd play him over Evans and OBJ. Yeah, let's go Kenyon Drake. iShine 101 says Superflex, Derek Carr or Baker Mayfield. I think, oh man. Derek Carr has been really consistent, but he plays a really tough defense. I'm going to hope Derek Carr can step up to the plate and play against this Tampa Bay defense. I'm going to play Derek Carr. If it's my team, I'm going to play Derek Carr instead of Baker this week. Sean says Latavius Murray or Leonard Fournette in the flex. Okay, Latavius Murray 100% over Fournette. Allen Robinson or Traquan Smith. I play Allen Robinson 100% over Traquan. Full PPR. Perfect. So Latavius Murray and Allen Robinson, Sean. Appreciate it. Marcel Griffin says, I need a flex. DJ Moore, Mike Williams, Christian Kirk, or T. Higgins. I'm going to play DJ Moore out of the group. Oscar says full PPR. Pick 2. Gibson, Cooper, or Fuller. My goodness. That is a tough one. Oh, man. I'm playing Fuller no matter what of that group, but it's Antonio Gibson versus Amari Cooper in a full PPR. Oh, man. This kind of hurts my soul. I'm going to go Gibson. Yeah, let's go Gibson. Gibson and Fuller. It's tough. Man, I hate saying it because I love Amari Cooper so much, but let's just go Gibson and Fuller there. Logan Lasky says, hey, Andrew, should I plug in Njoku or Fells at my tight end? I'm more inclined. Let me just confirm something. Actually, I could probably go to the team's official website. I got to confirm that Jordan Akins, the other tight end for Houston's out. Let's go find the Texans injury report. Jordan Akins did not practice the entire week. Questionable for today's game status. I'm sure I can find it somewhere. Let me go to Roto World. I'm sure they have information regarding Akins today. Because if Akins is out, I'd rather play Darren Fells over Njoku. I do think that Njoku is probably a pretty good play. That's why he was a hidden gem this week, because his opportunity should be there, and Jarvis Landry's a little banged up. Why does it doesn't even have Jordan Akins' NFL page. I look him up and it takes me straight to his UCF page from college. Jamison Crowder inactive. Tre'Davious White is active. Let's see here. I'm just going to check. Okay, Jordan Akins declared inactive today. Cool. So yeah, I'm playing Darren Fells in this specific scenario between him and Njoku. Appreciate it. Let's see here. I got to check a couple Patreon questions, guys. Give me a sec. Okay. Okay. Just got to check one more thing here, guys. Give me a second. Last question here on Patreon. Let's see. What's the question here? Okay, cool. Good to go. All right, I'm back in a half a second. Here we go. All right, so let's see here. Where were we at? Juan Vaca Ramirez says Jamal Williams or Justin Jackson. We're playing Jamal Williams. He's my number 11 running back this week. Stephen Bowman says, good morning. So I heard Detroit will use Swift more today. Would you play him or Traquan Smith in your league half PPR? In a half PPR, I play Swift. In a full PPR, I play Traquan. So it's that close of a thing. It's just a matter of receptions and upside there. But yeah, in a half PPR, I'd probably play Swift in this scenario. Straight out of Visa says flex Jamison Crowder, he's out. Leonard Fournette, don't want to play. Latavius Murray, Henderson, Damian Harris, Edelman, Zach Moss, full PPR. Of the group, I'm probably playing Darrell Henderson. Yeah, I'm gonna play Darrell Henderson in this scenario. Thank you very much, straight out of Visa. I recognize the name. You've been around for quite some time, bud. Appreciate it. Troy Helms just sends in a pair dancing, says cool. All right, let me see if you had a question, Troy. Oh my goodness, hello, Troy. Let's see here. Did you have a question? Nope, no question. Let me see if I can search the chat. No. Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate the donation. Ben says, Ben the Stewart says, add Jamal Adams and drop Traquan Smith. Jamal Adams, you mean Jamal Williams, right? If it's Jamal Williams, yes. Drop Traquan Smith, play Jamal Williams. Thank you very much, Ben. Tony says, tight end and flex, Robert Woods, Mike Evans, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, 1 point per reception. At the tight end position, I'm playing Jonnu Smith. At the flex position, I'm playing Mike Evans. So, Tony, Jonnu and Evans, thank you very much. Lucas Daskell says, can James Robinson keep up his production? I mean, he hasn't scored a touchdown, on the ground at least. I mean, last week he had a receiving touchdown, but he hasn't scored a touchdown on the ground since, I think, week 3. So I think his production is just fine. I mean, when you say keep up his production, he's been kind of slowing down on the ground as of late, based mainly on the fact that they don't run the ball very often in the second half because they're losing for majority of the game. So that's been a little difficult for him, but I think he'll be fine rest of season. As long as he keeps getting catches out of the backfield, he's great. And the best part about him today is that Chris Thompson's out. They did make Ozigbo active, but Ozigbo is not coming to take PPR work from James Robinson. I could see James Robinson catching the ball 6 times plus today. Full PPR wise, that's a lot of high upside there. The real baseball king 25. I mean, that Dodgers loss was so brutal. I was so tilted. I sat there and I was like, what the? Anyway, another time. Full PPR. I'm an LA fan. I mean, I live in LA for the love of God, so nobody clown me. Full PPR. Who should I flex now that Jones has been ruled out? AJ Brown or Williams? Let's see here. My other running backs are Zeke and Gibson. Thanks a lot. So I would probably play Williams over Gibson and play AJ Brown at the flex. Yeah, that's probably what I would do. If you're still hard set on playing Gibson in a full PPR, if you're hard set on playing Gibson, if it's between AJ Brown and Jamal Williams in a full PPR, I'm probably, it's pretty close actually, because I think AJ Brown can score. I think I ever so slightly play AJ Brown because I know he's gonna. That's tough. Yeah, if it's a full PPR and you don't want to play Jamal Williams over Gibson, I'm going to play AJ Brown. I'm going to leave Gibson on the bench. But I would implore you, and I would suggest you maybe play Jamal Williams over Gibson. Just saying. Just my thought process. Vic Wavy says T. Higgins, Cooper Kupp, CD Lamb, pick 2. I'm probably playing Kupp and Lamb. T. Higgins is, I think I mentioned this a little bit earlier. I think he's like a 5-catch, 70 yards consistent play there. I just think there's more upside with CD Lamb and Cooper Kupp, respectively. Vic Wavy, appreciate it. Steve Alvarez says full PPR CD or Swift in the flex. And then half PPR Deontay Johnson, Juju, or Debo. In the half PPR format, honestly, because there's 2 Steelers there, and because I have Debo higher, I mean, I'm going to play Debo, but I don't want to pick between either of the Steelers and get it wrong if that's my team, you know? So I'd probably just kind of avoid both, and I'd play Debo. Between Gronk and Fant, I'm going to play Fant. And then from CD or Swift in a full PPR, I'd probably go Swift there. So, Steve, I go Swift, Debo, and Fant. Appreciate it. Can I be any slower? My goodness, I gotta keep it. Okay, I gotta pick it up. Chevy Medina says flex standard, Melvin Gordon, AJ Brown, Jerick McKinnon. I'm gonna play AJ Brown there. Appreciate it, Chevy. The real G squared. The real G squared. My eyes are going completely haywire. It's too early. Full PPR. Pick 2 running backs, Giovanni Bernard, Jamal Williams, CEH. I'm probably playing CEH and Jamal Williams there. Yeah, I'm gonna probably bench Giovanni Bernard, unfortunately, but I'll go CEH and Jamal Williams. Let's see here. Zelda says, I have Metcalf and Boyd, OBJ. Okay, I have Metcalf and Boyd. Done. Perfect. OBJ or T. Higgins in the flex, full PPR. I'm probably going to play OBJ. I think he has higher upside. Derek Just says Tanyan or Schultz, tight end, full PPR. Okay, where is let's see my rankings here. I have Schultz at number 9. Yeah, I'm going to still play Schultz over Tanyan, even if Tanyan plays today. Yeah, I'm probably still going to play him, over him. Vmar says start Tannehill or Matt Ryan. I'm going to play Matt Ryan. Eli Abbas says full PPR Tanyan or Fells. I'd probably play Tanyan in that specific scenario. Claypool or Fuller. I'm going to play Fuller. So Fuller and Tanyan. Eli, appreciate it. Fainsky says Cook or Tanyan. I'm going to play Jared Cook. Bobby is playing. I have Rodgers. I know that you want to connect those two. I think Tanyan's dealing with, or Tanyan, I don't know how you want to pronounce it. I don't really care. At this point, I'm getting to the point. Let's be quick here. I think Jared Cook probably gets the touchdown this week in comparison to him. I know you want to probably get that stack value, but I'm sitting at the point where I think you have a better play in front of your eyes, and going for the stack play just doesn't really entice me very much there. Fudgums Lover, okay, says any change for Jared Cook versus Jonnu full PPR? I'm gonna play Jonnu Smith because that's my stud tight end, and I'm ready to roll with him. If you want to play Jared Cook, easily can, and you can probably find pretty good production out of him. I just think Jonnu has the higher floor production. Michael Alvarado says QB1, Dalton, Goff, or Garoppolo. My goodness. All right, let me go look at my rankings real quick because that one requires. Okay, let's see here. Where do I have Dalton? Dalton is there. Garoppolo is higher. Goff is at the very bottom. We're going to go with Garoppolo this week against New England, which typically is something you don't want to do. But I don't want to really play Dalton right now, and I don't want to play Goff at all. Okay, coming back. Let's see here where we at. So yeah, Garoppolo over Dalton and Goff. Alex Apking says full PPR Justin Jackson or DeAndre Swift. I'll probably go Justin Jackson there. Michael Alvarado says full PPR Godwin or Keenan Allen. I'm going to play Godwin. Michael Pasco says trade Claypool for Jonnu. Got Gronk and Graham. And Swift, Keelan Cole, and Beasley full PPR. Nothing better on waivers. I don't think I'm making that trade. I honestly think that I'd rather have the upside of Claypool rest of the season. If I was going to sell Claypool, I would want more than just Jonnu Smith, personally. Brother701 says full PPR flex Boyd or Montgomery. Man, I think we talked about this a little bit earlier. I could see it going either way because Montgomery could catch the ball 4 times and easily find production. I think I'm going to go Boyd, though, this week between the two. Okay, let me see here. Roshi says Tanyan or Hurst. I'm going to play Tanyan. P. Silly Sybin says Gordon, Edmonds, or Bernard. I'm going to play Bernard full PPR there. P. Silly. Okay, let me check something real quick, guys. 1 second. Okay, let me check something real quick. I gotta answer a question for Patreon real quick. Okay, where is that? Okay, cool. Okay, K. Pereira with a very generous donation. Thank you very much, K. Pereira. Says Standard League flex, DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp, Giovanni Bernard, or Darrell Henderson. Of the group, I'm probably going to play Gio Bernard. I think he probably has the higher upside in terms of touches, touchdown. I know receptions don't matter, so that's why he kind of gets a little bit of an advantage over the 2 receiving options there. So yeah, I'm probably playing Bernard over Moore, Kupp, and Henderson. Appreciate it, K. Pereira. Thank you very much again. Jaden Sorkin says, hey man, love the content. Swift or Kenyon Drake? This week, I'm going to play Kenyon Drake. Andrew Horton said, wait, whoa. Okay. That was to Jaden Sorkin, by the way. Kenyon Drake over Swift. Andrew Horton says, beyond screwed this week, I think. Rolling Swift as my RB2. Okay, that's a good option. Flex options are Henderson, Bernard, Justin Jackson. Thoughts on which 2 I should play? Of the 2, I'm playing Bernard and Justin Jackson. I don't think you're screwed, actually. I think you got a pretty good chance this week. Jeffrey, I don't even know how to... Jeffrey, thank you very much. Says half PPR. Need to fill my wide receiver 2 in my flex. Choose between Boyd, Beasley, or Edmonds. What is the next report? Okay, cool. We're chilling. Boyd, Beasley, or Evans, right? Edmonds. Boyd, Beasley, Edmonds. Wide receiver 2 in a flex. Wide receiver 2 is going to be Boyd, and my flex is going to be Beasley. I think Edmonds has potential. I'm not willing to run with him in comparison to the floor and safety of Beasley. Garrett Baker says Gordon or Brandon Cooks, full PPR. I'm going to play Brandon Cooks. Gerardo says full PPR. Flex, Justin Jackson, David Montgomery, DJ Moore, Giovanni Bernard. Giovanni Bernard is my suggestion there, Gerardo. Walker sent in a question, but it didn't have a message attached to it. So let's see if I can go find it here. I think I'll be able to find it here. Okay, Walker. Claypool or Robinson, full PPR. Claypool has more favorable matchup. McKinnon or Drake. Okay, I'm going to play Drake over McKinnon. In a full PPR, I think... in a full PPR, I kind of lean in the direction of Allen Robinson because of overall opportunity of targets and receptions. I just think that I kind of want to play the hot hand of Claypool. That's just where I'm kind of leaning with right now. But I think conventionally, Allen Robinson is probably the safer play. In a full PPR, I just want to play Claypool personally. So that's where I'd probably go with this week. Okay, where was that other question that kind of got lost here? All right, give me a second here. Gotta check something out. What the heck is going on here? What? Okay. Okay. Bryant says Beasley or Juju Smith. I'm probably going to play Beasley. I think he's just a safer play. I can get more points out of him, Bryant. Appreciate it. Alex Apking says full PPR, Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift, Justin Jackson at RB2. I'm going to play Jamal Williams there. And for flex, you're saying Anderson, Boyd, Higgins, and Deontay Johnson. So if I have a full PPR, I'm going to probably play Anderson as my flex there. So I go Jamal Williams and Anderson. Brandon says, wrecked by injuries this week. PPR, safe floor. Gio or take the full court shot of AJ Dillon. I'm going to probably play Gio and just be fine with it because I don't really see AJ Dillon really catching passes out of the backfield either. So I think Gio just kind of has such a safe opportunity there. Let's see here. Thanks, Brandon. Brandon, appreciate it. Walker 55. Okay, we did the Claypool question. We're good to go there. Carlos Santiago. Let's see if I can find your message. It didn't get attached. All right, Carlos Santiago. Let's see if we can find your question. Allen Robinson, Robbie Anderson, or Traquan Smith. We're going to go Robbie Anderson this week. Appreciate it, Carlos. Brock Hamilton says PPR, A-Rob, Tyler Lockett, Brandon Cooks, pick 2. Of the group, I'm probably going to roll with Tyler Lockett. And even in a full PPR, I'm probably still going to go Allen Robinson over Brandon Cooks. So Lockett, A-Rob, good to go, Brock. Appreciate it. McFuddy25 says half PPR. Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen, Antonio Gibson, Chase Claypool. Flex. So I got to pick one out of the group. Doesn't make it easy for me, but I'm probably going to just throw in Tyreek Hill and let him ride. That's tough, but I'm probably just going to roll him out there. Brandon Brake says Dillon or Henderson in the flex. You rock. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for the donation. I'm probably going to go with Henderson there. I mean, I know just like who said it earlier? I think it was Brandon who just said it. Yeah, Brandon said it. AJ Dillon is a full court shot. It really is. It's a huge risk, and if it pays off, my goodness, does it pay off for you? But I think Henderson, the amount of touches, I think he had 14 carries for 88 yards last week, like a 6.0 plus yards per rushing attempt. So I think he's probably just a safer play this upcoming week. William Flowers says half PPR, James White, Latavius Murray, Traquan. I probably go James White there. Eric Clark says half PPR, flex, Woods, Cooks, McKissick. Must win. I'm going to play Brandon Cooks. Appreciate it. Wesley says Watson versus Green Bay, Herbert versus Jacksonville. I'm going to play Watson. I think Green Bay is pretty beat up. I can go confirm this. Let me go check the injury report real quick. Green Bay Packers, where are you at? I have a whole tab of every single team's injury report. I can't see the Packers. There you go. Okay, looking at the Green Bay Packers. Kevin King, one of their cornerbacks, doubtful this week. Darnell Savage, their starting safety, out this week. 2 of their defensive linemen did not practice all week long. And those are 2 interior defensive linemen. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference, but in terms of pass rush, it could make a difference. And then they don't have Bakhtiari, so offensively they're a little underhanded, especially without Aaron Jones as well. Let me go back to the question here. The point was Watson versus Herbert. I think Watson, based on also the fact that if you're in a 4-point per passing touchdown league, rushing yards is that much more valuable. I think Watson's probably the better play. Their secondary is a little beat up right now in Green Bay, so I'm probably kind of buying in on that. Aaron Orozco says full PPR, tight end Tonyan or Logan Thomas. So between Tonyan and Logan Thomas, Tonyan playing kind of moves Logan Thomas down one notch, in my opinion. I've only kind of started liking Logan Thomas as the week has progressed into this weekend, because outside of Dontrell Inman and Terry McLaurin and J.D. McKissick and Antonio Gibson, there's no other healthy receiving options on that team. So I could easily see Logan Thomas, just like last week, scoring, being a relevant option. So that's why we have him up there. But I'd play Tonyan over him, respectively. Need one wide receiver in a flex. A.J. Brown, DJ Chark, Deontay Johnson. I'd play Chark and A.J. Brown. Appreciate it, Aaron. Martin says, pick 2, Jamal Williams, Justin Jackson, Darrell Henderson. I'm playing Jamal Williams and I'm playing Justin Jackson. I appreciate it, Martin. Where is it? So John Q. Public says full PPR. Robinson versus the Chargers. Okay, James Robinson versus the Chargers. Or Williams versus the Texans defense. As of right now, I'm more inclined to play Jamal Williams because he also is a receiving back, respectively. I think Houston's defense is so bad that it really doesn't matter who's playing running back against them. They're going to automatically have a lot of value. That's why I have a lot of trust in Jamal Williams. I mean, he could easily, just like last week with Alexander Mattison, blow up in our faces. He could. But I'm more inclined to play the running back that is against literally the easiest running back matchup on the week, stepping up into the starting role, than playing somebody else. Now, there's a lot of other guys I'd play ahead of Jamal Williams, mainly because I do think that A.J. Dillon will be involved. But again, between him and Robinson, I'm probably still leaning with him. But Robinson's not a bad option. I try to play both if I could, but that's just tough. You just got too good of a team at some point. Dylan says, love the content, but Damian Harris, Le'Veon Bell, A.J. Dillon. My league is a little weird. It's 4 points per 5 receptions. Okay. I don't think a single one of those players get 5 receptions. So it's just a matter of straight up who's getting the most yardage, who's getting the most upside there. As of right now, so it's pretty much a standard league. If that's what it is, it's a standard league. Le'Veon Bell goes down in value. Damian Harris or A.J. Dillon. That's pretty much what it becomes, in my opinion. Do I think Le'Veon Bell in a standard format is a better value player than Damian Harris or A.J. Dillon, respectively? Oh, man. I think Damian Harris is kind of a wash. I think A.J. Dillon's really risky. Le'Veon Bell has his own risk as well, especially in a standard league. This one's a tough one, Dylan. I'm actually kind of losing my mind a little bit here. Somebody in the chat was asking, are you worried about Justin Jackson's injury? I mean, listen, if he's going to play, I'm sure he knows his body pretty well. He knows what to do, you know? So I think he's been, he's prepared himself for this week. So I'm assuming he'll be fine. But Damian Harris, Le'Veon Bell, A.J. Dillon in a standard league. Who's going to score the touchdown, Andrew? Who's going to score the touchdown? It's not Damian Harris. Let's say I'm going to play Le'Veon Bell. If you want to do full court shot, it'll be A.J. Dillon. But I'm probably going to play Le'Veon Bell. It's tough. Matt says, half PPR, A.J. Dillon, Chase Edmonds, Zach Moss. I don't want to touch Zach Moss with a 10-foot pole. I'm going to play Chase Edmonds there. Jason O says, Tanyan, Fant, or Hurst. I'm going to play Fant. Yeah, I'm going to play Fant and then Tanyan, then Hurst. Cooper or Chark. I'm going to play Amari Cooper over Chark. Appreciate it. Bryce Hartman says, so should I have Chark and Chenault both at my flex spots, or should I start Joshua Kelly or Darren Fells instead of Chenault? I'd play Joshua Kelly instead of Chenault. If it's a full PPR, I'm playing Chenault, but if it's a half, I'm probably going to go with Kelly this week. Stuart Morrison says, with heavy rain expected in Washington, heavy rain? I don't know if it's heavy rain. Look, last time I checked, I can go correct myself here. Let me go look at the weather report. Okay, so no, that's not it. Thank you. So looking at the weather report right now for Washington game, 46% chance of rain. I mean, what I'm seeing, it says light rain. There's a potential that it could be heavy rain. I don't know. I predict fantasy football. I don't predict the weather. That being said, the question was, let's go back to the question. With rain expected in Washington, should I be concerned and replace CeeDee Lamb or McLaurin with Debo? No, I'd probably play both of them over Debo, even with the weather. At running back, Gibson or Giovanni Bernard, I'm playing Gibson. I'm playing CD and I'm playing McLaurin. I'm not too worried about the weather. If you can 100% look at the weather right now, and it said, oh, by the way, yeah, that's a really good point. Who said that in the chat? Mr. 1972 Dean. Thank you very much. You reminded me. There's 880 of you and there's only 230 likes. Let's get that like button hit a little bit, huh? Let's get a couple likes going up in the right direction, guys. I really do appreciate it if you guys could go ahead and do that. Hopefully my efforts deem a like in the for today's video and live stream. But anyway, I'm playing Lamb, McLaurin, and Gibson pretty comfortably there. Stuart, appreciate it. Max Katz says Gibson, Drake, Swift, Gio. Pick one in a standard league. I'm gonna play Gibson, then Drake. Standard league. JK says Jacobs, Evans, Woods in my flex. Question mark. Of the group, I'm full PPR. Okay. I'm starting Hunt and Gurley as my running backs, and Metcalf and Kenny Golladay as my wide receivers. Okay, so here's the thing. The fact that you're playing Gurley over Jacobs already makes me think that you don't want to play Jacobs because of the matchup. So that being said, if you don't want to play Jacobs, that's fine. I would probably throw Jacobs out there because I'm afraid of leaving him on my bench and him going for 20 points and me regretting the week. That's just my thing. That's how I kind of function mentally. So if you're not willing to play Jacobs, then you go with Evans because he's the next best play there. Appreciate it, JK. There was a donation here, but I cannot. There's no message. Okay, here it is. Sukman says David Montgomery, Justin Jackson, Giovanni Bernard, Jamal Williams. Pick 2 standard league. Bernard and Jamal Williams. Starting them both this week. Appreciate it. Where are we at here? P Silly sent in another. Don't know. Let's see, P Silly. Do you have another question here? Allen or Watson in a super flex? I'm gonna play Josh Allen over Deshaun Watson today. Appreciate it, P Silly. Johnny Abina says half PPR James Robinson or CEH snow in Denver. I'm okay with the snow game. I'm actually leaning in on the snow game. If you want to avoid it, you can. I just think they're gonna run the ball more. And the way CEH was making defenders look silly last week, I just think he'll just get more touches, and that's just my thought process. If you want to play Robinson, you certainly can. I think he's got pretty good opportunity this week himself as well. But I'd go with CEH. Problem Bless says Drake or Bernard. I'm gonna go with Drake. Charlie says pick 3 full PPR DJ, CEH, Rojo, Jamal Williams. Rojo, Jamal Williams, CEH. That's my go-to for full PPR this week. Matthew Klein says Henderson, Le'Veon, James White, full PPR. James White is my suggestion. KJ says Bills or Buccaneers defense. I'm running the Bills. Las Vegas has backup offensive line starting. That is not true. That is a misconception. That is completely false. All 4 of their starting linemen, except for Trent Brown, are active and ready to go. So you'll see all their regular guys going. So they do not have a backup offensive line. And by the way, the Las Vegas Raiders offensive line for the last 2 years in a row are the best pass blocking offensive line in the National Football League. Just putting out there, guys. Also, while we're here putting stuff out there, could we get more than 365 likes? For love, I mean, come on, guys. I'm not even asking for much. Like, what are we doing? Do me a favor, guys. Come on. Like, I'm not even asking for much. I feel like, I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna go check Patreon real quick. What time is it? 9:20. All right, cool. Okay, let's check another one real quick. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Let's go back here. Let's open this back up. All right, there we go. We moved up. Now it's at 440. But there's still 800 of you in here. So half of you are like, fuck you, Andrew. I'm not giving you shit. You can't get a single like out of me. It's like, what? What happened, guys? If you don't like me that much, you can leave. I mean, there's no problem. But damn. Anyway, let's see here. El Tato says, Montgomery or Fuller? I'm going to play Fuller there in a full PPR. Appreciate it. iShine 101. Tyreek Hill. 4 to 7 inches of snow or DJ Chark. If you're worried about the snow, you can play Chark. I'm going to play Tyreek Hill. They literally had a snow game. Okay, here's the thing. Just so we're on the same page. 4 to 7 inches of snow. Perfectly fine. Before the game, that thing's going to be shoveled out. It's going to look clean. At halftime, it's going to be shoveled out. It's going to look relatively clean. I know it's going to be pouring, but last year, snow game, Tyreek Hill had a pretty good opportunity and pretty good production in a snow game against Denver. Had 2 touchdowns himself, so pretty good game. Actually, let me confirm it. Was it 2 touchdowns last year? I know he had a pretty good game last year in snow against Denver specifically. That's why I'm not too worried about it. Last year, Denver, 5 catches, 65 yards, 2 touchdowns against them, 23-3 win in the snow. Okay. But again, if you want to play Chark, absolutely go for it. But I'm going to roll with Tyreek. Christian Montez says, James White, Beasley, Juju, Debo. I'm going to play James White out of the group. Appreciate it, Christian. Steezy J, Robert Victory says, Williams or Chark. I'm assuming that's Jamal Williams. If that's the case, I'm going to play Jamal Williams. J Holly 203 says, pick 2, Gibson, Jackson, Gio. I'm going to play Gibson. If it's, let's see here. Where the heck is this thing? I'm going to play Gibson. If it's a half PPR, I'm going to play Jackson. If it's a full PPR, I'm going to play Gio. Hopefully that makes sense. So Gibson and Jackson, half PPR. Gibson and Gio, full PPR. Appreciate it, Jay Holly. David Cho says, pick 2, full PPR. Gurley, Jamal, Amari, Robinson. Out of the group, if I'm picking 2 in a full PPR, probably Jamal Williams and James Robinson there. David Cho, appreciate it. Christopher Garza, AJ Dillon, or Latavius Murray. I think I'm going to play Latavius Murray. I can understand the reason why you would want to play AJ Dillon. I know that I'm going to get guaranteed touches out of Latavius Murray. I know he plays against Carolina. That's as good of a matchup, if not, identical to what AJ Dillon has in stock for him. So the question is, who do I trust more between Latavius Murray and AJ Dillon? I trust Latavius Murray more because I've seen him play more. I know he's going to get more than 10 touches today on the ground at least. Josie says start 1, flex full PPR, Higgins, Kirk, CEH. I'm going to play CEH. There's no way I'm leaving him on my bench personally. Okay, now that we've caught up there, just got to check a couple things Patreon-wise. Okay, that's set, done. We can close that. Let's go to the Discord. What am I looking for? Okay, cool beans. We're good to go. All right, let's see what we got in the chat, guys. Did you hear that Tanyan is starting? Where did you put him in your tight end rankings? If you look on the very left side of the screen, it says if Robert Tanyan plays, I put him at number 11 this week. Swift, Gio, or Justin Jackson, full PPR. I'm probably going to go with Gio there. 7-1 FR. Let's see here. All right, Corey says full PPR, Joshua Kelly, Deebo Samuel, Traquan Smith. In a full PPR, I'm probably going Traquan Smith there. Corey, appreciate it. Gatya says, hey man, love the show. Always hit the like button. All right, thanks, dude. Thanks. It actually, yeah, I do appreciate that a lot. I got a big one. Full PPR, 12-team league. Pick 2 wide receivers. and a flex. Ayuk, AJ Green, Traquan Smith, Juju Smith-Schuster, Corey Davis, Edmonds, Latavius Murray, and Robert Tonyan. Okay, so we got to pick 2 wide receivers and a flex. The 2 wide receivers in my eyes that are probably my go-tos here. Okay. Traquan Smith is an automatic in my eyes. Is Juju Smith-Schuster an automatic? In comparison to the field, kind of. If you don't trust Juju, that's fine, but this is what I'm going to suggest. I'm going to say go with Traquan, Juju Smith-Schuster, and AJ Green this week in a full PPR. You could probably find, Juju and AJ Green easily scoring 10 apiece. It's going to require the running backs and the tight ends to score a touchdown and have that guaranteed touchdown to kind of get to that value point. So as of right now, I'm leaning with Traquan, AJ Green, and Juju Smith-Schuster. If you're worried about Juju, then your next best play is probably to run with Latavius Murray or Edmonds in a full PPR. But honestly, I'm probably going with the 3 wide receivers. If you don't want to play Juju, if it's between Latavius Murray and Chase Edmonds, I'm probably going to go with I'd probably go with Chase Edmonds and hope he catches the ball a bunch today. Doug13 Fresh says, Yo Pimp, what's good? Full PPR, Singletary or Henderson? Okay, so in a full PPR, it makes it a little bit different because I think Singletary will catch the ball a couple more times. Not a couple more times. I mean, Darrell Henderson doesn't catch the ball, period. If he does, he's lucky. So I'm probably going to go Singletary there in a full PPR. Appreciate it. Luke Mendez says, standard Higgins or Evans? I'm going to play Evans. Swift, Montgomery, or Drake? You need 2 of the running back. Okay, so I'm going to play Evans as your wide receiver. And for the 2 running backs, I'm going to go Swift and Drake. Appreciate it, Luke. All right, let's hear. Alfredo in the chat says Cam Newton or Matt Ryan. As you can see on screen, Matt Ryan is number 7 and Cam Newton is number 13. Hopefully that helps. That's why it's ranked there. Max says Teddy B or Burrow. It's on the screen. I play Teddy B. Game Changer says Bridgewater or Dalton. There's no Dalton on the screen. I'd play Bridgewater. Okay, let's see here. Josh Rubin says, pick 2 wide receiver in a flex. Allen Robinson, Robbie Anderson, Godwin, Woods, Higgins, Gibson. Oh, man. I think I'm playing Godwin and Anderson, to be honest. Especially if it's full PPR. If it's a half PPR, I don't mind going Gibson over Anderson, but to be honest, I think I'm playing Godwin and Anderson out of the group. Josh. Oh, you said full PPR? Perfect. I'm definitely playing Anderson and Godwin today in that case. Nathan in the chat says pick 2 CEH, Bernard Montgomery. As you can see on screen, got CEH and Bernard higher than Montgomery, so that's what I'm going with, guys. I don't know how. Is there a misconception here? Are you guys assuming that the rankings that are on screen aren't updated? Because those are literally updated from this morning. So if you go compare it to earlier this week's rankings, they're relatively different. I mean, some of them are the same, but I've adjusted it here and there. So hopefully that kind of clears things up. Let's see here. Phoenix, thank you very much. Oh, okay, hold on, wait. Let's see here. Jake Thompson said, full PPR flex, Lindsey Lamb or James White. I think James White's probably the safest play of the group. I probably just want to lean there. I think CeeDee Lamb could have just as many receptions as White this week. But I'm probably going to go with just James White and get the safety there just to make sure I don't get screwed over. Phoenix says half PPR, 3 running backs, 3 flexes. Okay, here we go. Kamara, Henderson, McKinnon. Okay, so, and then you're saying flexing Gordon, Swift, Robbie Anderson. Should I switch any of these out for OBJ? Okay, so in a half PPR, would I rather play OBJ over? No, I'm probably going to keep it as is. Man, you got some good running backs. I'd probably keep it as is. The only thing I'd ever consider switching, no, I don't think I'd even switch that. No, I'd keep it as is. You got a pretty good stable of running backs there, to be honest, at Phoenix. Appreciate the donation. I'd keep it as is in a half PPR. Makoto Matt put in a question, and there was or put in a donation, but there's no question attached to it. And now I found it. Claypool or Swift half PPR. I'm probably gonna play Claypool in that scenario. Do I play? Damn. Yeah, I kind of want to play Claypool. Yeah, I'm gonna play Claypool there. It's tough. I think Swift, if he ends up really carving out RB1 workload, as in 15, 16 touches consistently, then he will eventually prove to be an automatic play every week. For now, I just want to go with the hot hand. I know Swift's coming off a huge game, but I don't know. I feel more comfortable with Claypool, in my opinion. Jack Norse says, need 2 running backs and a flex. D'Ernest Johnson, Deontay Johnson, Damian Harris, Jarvis Landry. I don't want to play Jarvis Landry. I'm probably going to go Deontay Johnson and D'Ernest Johnson this week out of the group. Yeah, that's probably where I'm going this week here. Jack, appreciate it. KJ says, you think Tannehill will do better than Burrow matchup-wise? Respectfully asking, of course. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I think Burrow has a lot to learn still. He's played well, but again, at sometimes he looks like the best quarterback on the field in comparison to some other guys. And then at times he looks like he can't do anything because his offense just it's not functioning properly. Like, imagine taking a 21-0 lead and then blowing it as bad as they did. I mean, a lot of that was on Burrow. Like, they couldn't make plays for majority of that game. I know it was against a better defense, and I know Cleveland's struggling in the secondary. But when I look at Tannehill and how he's been playing for the last year and a half now, it's just continued consistency, and it does not matter what defense he's played against. He's played against the best, and he's embarrassed some of the best defenses. So I'm not surprised that Tannehill could probably step up and make a pretty good production out of this week. I mean, when I think about it, I could easily see Derrick Henry touching the ball 20 times for 60 yards this week on the ground. And the rest of the time, Ryan Tannehill really has to throw the ball. And he gets Corey Davis back. He has Adam Humphries. He has Jonnu. And if he just plays as well as he has already this season, then he's going to score at least 2 to 3 touchdowns through the air. And then he always has the work on the ground where he could always pick up yards. But yeah, I do think that matchup-wise, I know Pittsburgh's tough, but I'm still going to roll with the consistency of Tannehill. Josie, James Robinson or Christian Kirk full PPR flex? James Robinson, 100%, not even close. Phoenix says, I also have James White, but I'm hesitant about playing him against the 49ers. Look, the 49ers can stop the run. They can't really stop someone from getting dump-off passes. That's the thing. I picked up AB. Thanks to you, by the way. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, no problem. So let me go up to your prior question. You have James White. Okay, so would I play James White over any of these guys? I would play. It's a half PPR. No. But look, okay, so I'd play James White probably over Henderson. Yeah, I'd probably play him over Henderson. That's the only change that I'd make. Phoenix, but I don't even think you have to make that change, but I would. That's the only difference. Let's see here. Mickey M says, J-Rob, Gio, Montgomery, start 2. J-Rob, Gio. Good to go. Let's see here. Christian says, full PPR, Moore, Chase, J. Jackson, Gio need 2. My goodness. So this is a full PPR. That's DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, Justin Jackson, Giovanni Bernard. I want to play Giovanni Bernard and Chase Claypool out of the group. Yeah, I'm going to play Chase Claypool and Giovanni Bernard. Appreciate it, Christian. Okay, let's go into this chat. Let's see what's going on here. Kelly or, okay, let's see. Brady or Herbert? I'm playing Herbert today. Beasley or Deontay? I think Beasley's just got such a safe floor there, Venom. Daniel Cooley says Kenyon Drake or DeAndre Swift. I just feel like I'm going to ride the hot hand of Kenyon Drake into a matchup where he's already proven last year that he can torch. Jacob Feldman says full PPR pick 2 out of DJ Moore, DJ Chark, Giovanni Bernard. I'm going to play Bernard and Moore out of those 3. Thank you, Jacob. Just Sherman 4 says James White or CeeDee Lamb, half PPR. In a half PPR, I'd rather play CeeDee Lamb. In a full PPR, I'd rather play James White. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Hey, Andrew, Deontay Johnson must start? No, definitely not a must start. If you want to start him, you certainly can. Is he a must start? Nah, I don't think so. What was it? Wait, what the heck happened here? Am I losing my mind? What happened? Okay. Josh Rubin, Allen Robinson, or Gibson, full PPR. I'm going to go with Gibson there. Nafi says half PPR pick 2, Chark, Boyd, Jamal Williams. I'm going to play Jamal Williams and Chark. Luca says full PPR Gibson, Allen Robinson, Montgomery. I'm going to play Gibson. Logan says Allen Robinson or Justin Jackson in a full PPR. I'm going to go with Allen Robinson there. I could easily see him catch the ball for 6 catches, 80 yards, score 15 points, and have a fantastic week. So I'd rather just leave it with that. I mean, that's not even including touchdown upside. Gerard De La Fera says, full PPR, I'm worried about CEH, so do I go Drake? Yeah, if you want, go Drake. Not a problem. I think he's a viable play. Hookie the Fifth, or Hookie V, whatever. You've been around for a while, okay? And I still haven't figured it out, so I apologize. Let's see here. While we're at it, we're almost at 600 likes. There's 900 of you in here. Can we get to 600 likes? I mean, what are we doing, guys? Let's go. Come on. Full PPR, Jacobs or Allen Robinson. Okay. There's no way I'm leaving Jacobs on my bench, guys. I can't do it. I can't. Even if I lose the game, I personally cannot leave him on the bench. I'll regret it and that I didn't bench him and I didn't go with my thing, but I got to play him. It hurts. Santos, Salinas says Godwin or AJ Brown. I'm going to play AJ Brown. Yeah, Hookie, I feel like I got to play Josh Jacobs. I know Tampa Bay is going to probably stop him cold in his tracks, but I mean, I have a hard time sitting him. It's my problem. TC says flex, full PPR, Jared Cook, Traquan Smith. I'm probably going to play the wide receiver there. I'm probably going to play Traquan Smith, TC. Will Patel sent in a question, but for some reason, it is not. Jerick McKinnon, Debo, James White, full PPR, flex. In this specific scenario, full PPR, I'm going to go with Jerick McKinnon, then James White, then Debo. Appreciate it, Will. Paul says half PPR, Lamb, Cup, or White. Like we talked about earlier, I'm going to go Lamb in a half PPR over White. Cup is after Lamb, of course. Alex Bass, Juju or Deontay Johnson for wide receiver 2. Flip a coin. Legitimately. I would assume that maybe the guy that's been in the lineup for the last couple of weeks has a better chance of scoring, which is Juju. But you know what? I would say flip a coin because I have Deontay Johnson in like the high 30s, like 38 through 40 kind of in my mind. So flip it because to be honest, I don't know what we're going to see out of both of them. I mean, if we take what Deontay Johnson did prior to leaving and prior to getting hurt, then yeah, we want to play him. Because if he comes back and he's doing exactly that, getting 10-plus targets and 6-plus catches every single game, then I want to play him over Juju Smith because Juju Smith isn't getting anything. So if we're assuming he is what he was, then we play Deontay Johnson. Otherwise, just kind of roll with Juju and hope. Even rolling with Juju just sounds like a completely terrible mistake for some reason. All right, NATO says full PPR, CD, Claypool, Traquan, J-Rob. Of the group, I'm playing James Robinson. Taha Ahmed says Jonnu Smith or Deontay Johnson. I kind of just want to say Jonnu. I honestly would rather play Jonnu Smith. I legitimately, look, here's the thing. there's been multiple times this year where I've played Deontay Johnson and he's gotten hurt and he's sat in my lineup with 0 points. Right now, I just want to see him be healthy. Let him just play a game. Let him go for 20 on my bench. I can't do anything about it. I don't want to suggest him and he ends up getting hurt again. And he ends up, shitting the bed for you guys. That's my only problem. So I'd just rather go with the safety of like a Jonnu Smith at this point. Okay, by the way, I'm leaving in about 10 minutes. 9:50, I'm probably going to check out because I got to go set some lineups because there's been a lot of players that have, because I know I have Crowder and I know I have Aaron Jones in multiple starting lineups right now that I got to go remove. So we'll do that at 9:50. I'm going to head out. So just a heads up, everybody. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Let's try to get to 700 likes if we can. For those of you who are in here, click that like button. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's see here. Chris M4 says standard bench 1, Moore, Chark, Woods, Higgins. I'm probably going to bench Higgins. All Rice 99 says Amari Cooper, Tyler Boyd, Terry McLaurin. Pick one. I'm playing Terry McLaurin. Esther says half PPR. Aaron Jones is out. Do I play Graham, Dillon, Corey Davis, Brian Hill? Considering your current options, I'm going to play A.J. Dillon. I would rather play him over Jimmy Graham, Corey Davis, and Brian Hill. So yeah, let's go with the full court shot of A.J. Dillon today. William Quinn, you got to stop, dude. You got no more donations from you, okay? No more. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. He says more likes, plebs. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, but no more donations from you, okay? You've already given too much. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's see. What do we got in the chat? Let's go over here, answer a couple questions. Justin Jackson or Gio? I'm going to play Gio in a full PPR. I'm going to play Justin Jackson in a half PPR. Josh Jacobs or Jamal Williams? Ethan, it's up to you. If you're okay with sitting Jacobs, then yeah, you can play Jamal Williams. Be perfectly fine there. It's tough for me to sit the guy that I drafted in the first or second round of my draft, even with the matchup on hand. Anthony Hayes says Cooper, Lockett, Galladay, Ribby. Who the heck is Ribby? Somebody tell me who Ribby is. Who's Ribby? I'm playing Galladay for sure, but is Ribby supposed to be like Robinson? Who the heck is Ribby? Is there a misspelling? Someone tell me, please, before I lose my damn mind. Isaac Figueroa says Seahawks or Cardinals. I think Seahawks are going to probably win. It's kind of hard to, it's kind of hard to beat Russell Wilson no matter what. I don't even understand. Okay. Cristiano _625. So you're saying, bro, someone answer please. OBJ or Claypool? Okay, so here's the thing. If you want my answer, it's on the screen. I'm assuming you're not looking for it because if you sat here for this long and haven't seen OBJ's below Claypool, then I don't know what to do. I can't help you, but I'm assuming that you want someone else to answer you maybe. Either way. Who the heck is Ribby, guys? Robbie Anderson. Thank you. Of the group, I'm playing Lockett, Galladay, and Robbie Anderson. Thank you very much, Anthony. Terry R says Fuller, Drake, Swift, Woods, Kirk need 2. I'm playing Fuller, and I'm playing Drake. Thank you very much, Terry. Preet says half PPR, pick 3. Jackson, Swift, Gio, Claypool. Jackson, Gio, Claypool. It's hard, but that's just what I've kind of been on today. Rene Acosta sent in a dono, but there's no message attached to it. So if you could type out your question in the chat, and I'll answer it as soon as it comes in. Anthony, you didn't have to send another donation. I would have got there eventually, but thank you very much. All right, let's see here. What else we got here? Would you play Perriman over Cobb as a wide receiver 3? Probably not. I'd probably rather play, because Tre'Davious White is playing. I'd rather play Cobb versus Green Bay revenge game, honestly. Yeah. Okay, Renee sends in another one. Says, greetings and salutations from Puerto Rico. Need advice, half PPR flex. Claypool, Robbie Anderson, DJ Chark in a full PPR league. Okay, so between Claypool, Robbie Anderson, DJ Chark, we're going to go Robbie, Claypool, Chark in that order. Between Kelly and McKinnon, I'm going to play McKinnon over Kelly. Much love. Appreciate it. Puerto Rico. Awesome. Christian L says, Beasley or Evans, full PPR. Evans' floor is my concern. Yeah, I think it is a concern. I think the matchup is juicy enough to where you don't really have to worry about it. If you're worried about playing Mike Evans, I would trade him as soon as you possibly can. I personally am going to play him every single week, regardless of the concern of it. I think he should be able to get it done. Okay, we got a couple more minutes here. Got to check a couple things. Okay, what the heck was that? All right, cool. Got a question here. Got to answer it real quick. All right. Okay, done. All right. Your mom 1669 says Melvin Gordon or Cole Beasley full PPR. I think you'll find more production out of Cole Beasley, actually. Like, unless Melvin Gordon scores a touchdown, there's no way he can keep up with Cole Beasley's 5 catches, 60 yards. So I think 11 points might be out of the realm of possibility for Melvin Gordon a full PPR. It's going to be tough for him, respectively. So I probably lean there with Beasley, especially with touchdown upside. McKnight Fantasy says pick 2 Jamal Williams, Gibson, Lockett, full PPR. I think I'm going to play both those running backs. I think I'm going to play Jamal Williams and Gibson there in a full PPR. David Ramos says, should I drop Fournette for Gio or play Gordon PPR? I would honestly drop Fournette and pick up Gio and play him over Gordon today. If you need the win that badly, then yeah, I would do it because Fournette just doesn't seem like he has much value. Big Chubbin says, much love, no questions this week. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for helping us get to 700 likes, by the way. It really does help. Haram says, Antonio Gibson, Boyd, McLaurin, full PPR pick 2. I'm picking Gibson and McLaurin. Thank you very much. Greg says, why so low on Henderson? I currently have him starting. Thoughts on him rest of season? Rest of season is a mystery. He's dealing with an injury right now. He could be limited, and the fact that Malcolm Brown and Cam Akers get so many touches in that backfield in terms of a rotation, it just leads me to believe that if he's hurt and they want him at a limited role tomorrow, he could see less opportunity, which makes me kind of, I guess, lean away from him. Also, I think the matchup's pretty tough against Chicago. I think Chicago's been gashed here and there, but if Henderson starts splitting carries here and there, that could be a problem, especially considering he hasn't really been the third down back kind of guy. I think that's been Malcolm Brown because they trust Malcolm Brown more than the other guys in terms of pass blocking. Ruben says full PPR. Rojo, James Robinson, Gibson, CEH, sit one, full PPR. If it's a full PPR, I would consider sitting CEH because I don't know if he's going to catch the ball very much. Rojo's an automatic. I think, go Rojo, Robinson, and Gibson. Live CEH on the side. I mean, I think CEH is going to play well, though. I really do think he'll play well in the snow. But yeah, if it's a full PPR, I could see, I would probably also go with Robinson, Gibson, and Rojo there. ET says pick 2 Chark, Gallup, Ruggs, Judy. I'm going to play Chark and Ruggs today. Zachary Price are probably the last question of the day. No more donos, people. No more donos, okay? No more. Cut it off, guys. No more. Why this? Zach, I don't know what it is, but okay, here it is. Full PPR, DeMarcus Robinson or Gabriel Davis as my wide receiver 3. Wow. Let me just check something real quick. Let me go and see Gabriel Davis's snap counts in the games that John Brown's been out this season already. When John Brown is out, Gabriel Davis does not come off the field. I'll probably play Gabriel Davis in that case. I'd roll him against the Jets. Thank you very much, Zach. Jumpman Jordan 16 says Kenny Galladay or Mike Davis today at the flex. Wow. I'm honestly thinking. Wow. Okay, where's my rankings? I gotta actually go find my actual page because I'm gonna sit here and think about it for too long and I'm gonna waste time. So let's not think about it too long. Let's actually go to my legit rankings. Okay, so we go here. Kenny Galladay's above Mike Davis. That's what I'm going with then. I will take Kenny Galladay over Mike Davis this week, either in full or half PPR. Jumpman Jordan 16. Anthony Hayes sent in another one. Let's go see what Anthony was saying. Nope. Can I find it? Thank you. Cooper, Lockett, Galladay, Robinson. Robinson. Like James Robinson. Allen Robinson. My bad. Yeah, Lockett, Galladay, Allen Robinson. I'm playing all three over Cooper Kupp this week. Appreciate it. Okay, we're good here. Did I miss anything? Don't think I did. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Hopefully we have a wonderful Sunday here in week 7. Been a very, very interesting day. Oh, man. It's going to be tough. Let's just hope that the running backs they were plugging and playing this week, a la Jamal Williams, Giovanni Bernard, hopefully they perform well. That's what I'm hoping. Anyway, everybody, I'm assuming they'll play well. I'm thinking they'll get the job done. Tomorrow, waiver wires. I'll see you guys then. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by, supporting the channel. Till tomorrow, I'll see you guys. Peace.